Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life Wisdom, a place where we share stories, lessons, and perspectives to help you live a calmer, more meaningful life. Let's take a moment to reflect and enjoy today's message together. Learning to love yourself. In today's modern world, life moves quickly. People are busier than ever, chasing careers, money, relationships, and the endless expectations of society. We try to become the dutiful child, the dependable friend, the hardworking employee, the perfect parent. We stretch ourselves thin, always trying to meet standards that are sometimes impossibly high. But amidst all this striving, have you ever paused to ask yourself, do I truly love myself? The truth is, many of us are very good at loving and caring for others, yet we often forget about ourselves. We are quick to show compassion to friends, family, or even strangers, but we tend to be harsh and unforgiving toward ourselves when we make mistakes. We willingly spend time helping others, but we hesitate to give ourselves rest, care, and kindness. That is why learning to love yourself is not selfishness, it is an art of living. When you truly love yourself, you can love others more fully. When you take care of your own body and soul, you find the strength and resilience to face life's storms. Self love is the root from which peace, happiness, and healthy relationships grow. 1. Why loving yourself matters. There is one simple truth we often forget. You are the only person who will walk with you through every single day of your life. From the moment you are born until the final breath, no one will be with you more than you are with yourself. And yet, paradoxically, many of us do not treat ourselves as kindly as we should. We judge ourselves for our flaws. We compare ourselves with others and feel inferior. We push ourselves to live by standards that may not even fit who we are. We forgive others quickly, but punish ourselves for years over a single mistake. When this pattern continues, our hearts grow tired, our energy fades, and life loses its joy. To love yourself means to recognize your own value, to honor yourself as a unique gift to the world. Self love is not indulgence or arrogance, it is simply the quiet declaration I am worthy of happiness. Number 2, myths and misunderstandings about self love. When people hear the phrase love yourself, many instantly think of selfishness, arrogance, or living only for one's own desires. But the truth is very different. Selfishness is when you pursue your own benefit at the expense of others. Self love, on the other hand, is caring for yourself so you can become your best self, someone who naturally shares love, kindness, and stability with others. A person who loves themselves will not hesitate to say no to what is harmful, yet they remain open hearted, generous, and supportive of those around them. Self love builds balance. It is not about shutting the world out, but about protecting your well being so that you have more to give. Signs you may not be loving yourself enough. Many of us don't realize we lack self love until we pause and reflect. Here are some common signs. You constantly compare yourself to others and feel small in comparison. You often ignore your own needs for rest, healthy food, or emotional care just to keep others happy. You are overly critical of yourself when you make mistakes. You live mainly to meet society's standards without listening to your own heart. You find it hard to say no and end up putting yourself last in relationships. If you recognize yourself in these patterns, it may be time to learn to treat yourself with more gentleness and compassion. Number 4, practical ways to practice self love every day. Loving yourself does not require grand gestures. It begins with small, intentional actions in daily life. 4.1, accept yourself fully. No one is perfect. You have strengths and weaknesses, victories and failures. Instead of hating or denying your flaws, embrace them as part of who you are. Acceptance is the first step toward true peace. 4.2, care for your body. Your body is your lifelong home. Treat it with respect. Eat nourishing food, sleep enough, exercise regularly, and rest when you feel tired. Health is the foundation of every joy in life. 4.3, nurture your soul. Feed your inner life. Read books that inspire you. Listen to music you love, take walks in nature, or simply sit quietly and breathe deeply for a few minutes each day. These simple acts restore balance and energy. 4.4, set healthy boundaries. Do not fear saying no to things that drain you, exhaust you, or go against your values. Boundaries are not coldness, they are protection for your inner peace. 4.5, forgive yourself. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is not how many times you fall, but whether you rise and learn from each stumble. Forgive yourself as readily as you forgive others. 4.6. Celebrate small achievements. Every day, you accomplish something meaningful, finishing a task, showing patience, smiling in the face of stress. Acknowledge these small victories. They remind you that you are doing better than you think. 5. Stories that illustrate self love. Consider a young woman who spent years trying to please everyone. She worked endlessly, ignored her own needs, and eventually collapsed into exhaustion and depression. Only then did she realize if she didn't learn to love herself, no one else could do it for her. When she began resting, seeking joy, and caring for her inner life, she rediscovered the will to live and thrive. Or think of a man who always felt insecure about his appearance. He compared himself to others and believed he was unworthy. One day, he decided to shift his perspective. He began exercising, eating better, and focusing on his strengths rather than his flaws. Over time, his confidence grew, and with it, his relationships improved. His self-love changed not only how he saw himself, but also how the world saw him. These stories remind us that self-love is not an instant transformation, but a journey of small, consistent choices. 6. Self-love and relationships. One of the most beautiful results of self-love is how it transforms our relationships. When you love yourself, you no longer rely on others to give you a sense of worth. You do not cling to people out of fear of abandonment, nor do you diminish your needs just to keep someone else comfortable. Instead, you approach relationships with freedom and generosity. A healthy relationship is not built on endless self-sacrifice, but on two people who both respect and care for themselves and for each other. When you love yourself, you teach others how to treat you with respect, kindness, and dignity. 7. The deeper meaning of loving yourself. Self-love is the foundation of inner peace. When you are kind to yourself, you stop chasing external validation. You no longer live in constant comparison, jealousy, or resentment. Instead, you cultivate acceptance, gratitude, and joy. At its deepest level, self-love is also love for life itself. When you recognize that you deserve happiness, you begin to treasure every moment. You find gratitude in the smallest things, a ray of sunlight, a shared smile, a quiet evening, and through your presence, you spread positive energy to everyone around you. 8. Final reflections. Learning to love yourself is not a final destination, but a lifelong journey. It doesn't mean you will never suffer or make mistakes. It means you will always have a safe place to return to, the embrace of your own compassion. So pause and ask yourself today, do I truly love myself? If your answer is not yet, do not worry. You can begin right now with something small, a good night's sleep, a nourishing meal, a gentle word of encouragement whispered to yourself, because you deserve love, not because you are perfect, but simply because you are you. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share to spread positivity. See you in the next video on Life Wisdom.